Wonderful day and welcome. Now finally, after having some of the technical issues happening to me over the last 2 weeks nearly, I can hopefully finally go back to just normally and carefully record without anything interrupting me. I'm sorry for delays and other stuff, it just is, a pain with the technical issues and whatsoever right now happening to me. And even the recording for this video here was kinda screwed. So I need to redo it now, and I also needed to go down on some showcasing. For example, I was showcasing the exact process. I was recording over 3 different days, which I never done before. it was a mess. But I was recording over 3 different days, and because that's what it takes, and we're gonna come to that in a second, but we just do it now this way. It's better than nothing. I just want to get it out there and then be done with it, and hopefully not having any more technical stuff happening. So yeah, this video will cover the Mytora area, mainly speaking of Poogies and pretty much what everything surrounds the Tora area itself. For that you need to reach Hunter rank 4, and the first thing you want to do for that is going to my facilities under the Mytora area. As soon as you go for the first time in your Mytora area here after reaching Hunter rank 4, you will see a lady over here. And you want to do this for a reason. You want to talk to her immediately. As soon as possible, pretty much. She will, depending on a series of questions you answer, give you 1 of 3 sisters as your Tora manager, pretty much. And this takes up to 24 hours in real life to her to arrive, so you kind of see you want to do this as soon as possible, otherwise you have wait later on pretty much a long time, which is kind of annoying. Make sure you do that first. So she will ask a series of 3 questions. It's pretty much a simple yes and no. Depending on that, you get 1 of 3 sisters. There's the younger sister, the middle-aged sister, and the eldest sister. And of course, you want the eldest sister because she's the cutest, she's the hottest, and yeah, I don't want to talk to the middle-aged sister and then question my life if the FBI is knocking down my door anytime, if you're going for full waifu simulation here. But Farias has, of course, a list of the answers you can do, or do to get specific sisters, and you need to make sure to choose the right one, because the only other way to change this sister back to another one is that you need to wait until all 3 of them gather around here somewhere, and then you have the choice to switch to another manager eventually. But this is a rare occasion, this is a rare thing happening, so you want to make sure you will want to do this first. Right, after 24 hours are done, you're gonna see her at your farm now. The Poogie manager, pretty much, to get everything organized here. The first thing first we're gonna want to do is getting a Poogie. And to do that, we want to not fuck up the next process. First of all, if you got the manager, you should have a Hunter Navi reward. Under the HR tab, you can see what is Tora. This one gives you a 30-point ticket for the Poogie farm, which you want to claim. And this ticket is pretty much very important. You want to take it out in your inventory, pretty much. With the Poogie ticket in your inventory now, you can go to the manager and then get the option get points. This will consume the ticket in your inventory and then give you the points, pretty much. Keep in mind that you can only keep up to 99 points at the same time, so make sure you're not wasting your tickets. I'm not sure if you can even claim tickets if it's going over the limit, but you can only hold 99 Poogie points at the same time. This is very important to keep in mind. What you want to do is this 30 points then is going under Poogie, and then Poogie extensions, and there will be an option for Poogie which costs 30 points. You want to do that first for the reason that you want to have the Poogie, and the Poogie will take another 24 hours just like the manager to arrive, so you want to make sure you make this as soon as possible. Also, Poogie points in general to acquire is not an easy task itself, so you want to make sure you're using this first 30 points for the Poogie because it costs exactly 30. One thing I can't show right now is you need to donate these points just like RP points for the guild, pretty much. You don't buy something for 30 points straight, you need to input points for that specific thing you're gonna buy. It will make sense when you do it, but just make sure that you put like 30 points as donation in and not like clicking confirm, because then you most likely only donated 1 point and you still need 29 more to put in there to get whatever you're buying. After that is done and the Poogie arrived, or maybe even earlier, you should get actually another 30 points. From here, what is a Poogie? Claim those, and then we're gonna use this 30 points for one important thing. You're gonna go to the manager, and you're gonna go on the Poogie and the Poogie Ranch expansions, and under here you have one thing called the Departure Facility. That is the single most important one to get your Poogie actually working itself, so you wanna buy that one first. The Departure Facility should arrive immediately, I'm pretty sure. The other facilities, I think, need some time to arrive. I'm not sure if it's also 24 hours or if it takes less, but keep in mind that you want the Departure Facility as the very first item. After you got the Departure Facility, that's probably all your Poogie points you wasted, and to get new ones, either you need to arrange to get more Poogie tickets, or you can get up to 1 to 2 Poogie points per day from the manager if you just do the get points section, if you don't have any tickets with you. These 1 to 2 points can stack up, like if you're forgetting like a day to claim it, you can get them eventually on her again when you spam talking. Talking, on the other hand, also gives you extra points for every 100 HR ranks you reached. Obviously, the system was compressed, so now it's like HR 1 to 6. So if you pretty much reach HR 5 and HR 6 after doing all this in HR 4, then you want to check back to her and spam her talking options to eventually get more points. But also, if you're stacking up points over several days, check her talk option too, because then you maybe have these 1 to 2 points stacked up to a maximum of 14 points itself, so you can get like some points there. Alright, let's talk about her give item section. It is some sort of like dating thing. You can date your manager or like make her your maiden or whatever else. That's why I'm saying you maybe want the elder sister, because having the younger sister dating is probably kind of weird, but I'm not sure the dialogues are not translated yet, so I can't tell you exactly what extent it is, but I think it only influences the text at all, so it's maybe nothing for you interesting right now, but maybe later when the dialogue's translated you can have like a little dating sim with your manager pretty much. And to do this, you need to give her items. She's requesting items over the talk function eventually, and if she does that, then you need to pretty much give her the items directly from a fresh hunt. Like if you take the items out of your box and give it to her, then it has no effect. You need to take the items from a fresh hunt if she requests something. That is very important, otherwise you're just wasting your time. You can only give her like 2 items a day. So it's very important that you don't mess this up if you do something specific. Then you can give her items which forces her to change clothes. This is depending on the sister, which one you have, of course. Then you can give her presents, which I'm not sure what they exactly influence. They could maybe just increase, beside requested items, just the pretty much dating thing more. But I'm not sure about that one. And then you have the special request presents, which I also not exactly sure what they do, but for this one here, I think that she's the middle-aged sister or the youngest, I'm not sure right now, but she, for example, wants Garuga materials or Rajang materials, a special request, and I'm not sure if this maybe is just another request from the normal requests pool. Yeah, mess around with it, I guess. It's, yeah, I didn't touch this at all. But then you have also a mechanic when you leave your tour area. She sometimes asks you, I'm not sure if you need to do the request thing per day, giving items, but if you leave the tour area, then she will ask you to plant seeds. And if you say yes, then she will plant a seed. If she reaches a maximum amount of seeds you planted, then she will give you a flower extract. What it is used for, don't ask me, I don't know yet. I need to figure that out later, but you get flower extracts from her when she plants seeds. So make sure you say yes when you leave the area, and there's a text box popping up if you want this extra item. Then we have special requests down here, which is apparently separated, I think. So these quests are pretty much specific quests where you get specific items. Like as you can see here, I get boiled silver egg, or hot and cold drink, or herbal medicine G. As you can see, you can ignore the text for the most part. You just want to hunt the monster that is stated here, like Rathian, Blagonga, or Basarius. You want to do this before logging out. If you log out, this request will reset, so you need to do it again, and there will be more requests if you pretty much receive gifts from these things. Like if you do some of these, then you unlock more over time, pretty much. Then we have obviously the Poogie section, which we looked earlier on, and this is pretty much everything around your Poogie. You can check the status from here, which is not important, but you can buy facilities, you can buy Poogie extensions, like Poogie itself and clothes. You can set up clothes and skill cuffs from here too, and use items. Then we have the redeem points option, and this one is probably interesting for a lot of people, because this option gives you the possibility to exchange 30 Poogie points for 3000 GCP points. Yes, you heard right. 3000 GCP points. And this is where a lot of people know, oh, I need that. The thing is, there's apparently a condition for this, I think. I'm not sure if this is unlocked at specific times, but I had like another character where I tried, which I recorded for this video prior. I had a fresh character with a fresh manager, hunter rank 4, and the redeem option points, even though I had 99 points, was grayed out. So there is maybe another condition to unlock this, and I'm not sure what it is. But if you have this option, you can exchange 30 Poogie points for 3000 GCP points. Yes, that is very juicy. You're right. So this is maybe a reliable farming, especially on my patch where I added a Poogie point farming quest. Is maybe a reliable way to farm GCP points for you. Then we have the Felyne Square, which is pretty much everything around the Felyne Market feature, which we're gonna check out after we've done Poogie pretty much. Because Poogie shouldn't take that long. Going over Poogie then, down here, there we have the Poogie board as the first section. The Poogie board is pretty much for checking the status of your Poogies you have. You can have up to maximum 3 Poogies. Then you can change configuration where they are and what they're doing. And you can also show the Poogie names for whatever reason. But pretty much you have your Poogies here. Like, let me put the other 2 right now on... Let me put them on break time, so we can interact with them. But as you can see, they did like this facility things here, and they have a purpose, because Poogies actually have stats. As you can see here, they have a level, they have intelligence, they have agility and willpower. They also have a hunger status and vigor. We're gonna take a look at like level, intelligence, agility and willpower though. And those pretty much are stats influencing Poogie's interactions. Because Poogie has a function in front here, and it's not just like a mascot. You can send Poogie on quests pretty much to help you out. He will like pop up on quest, give you items. He will bring back items from quest, like extra items. Like pretty much what you did like in Monster United, right? Where you like came back from a hunt and then you had like some extra loot here and there to grab. You can do the same here from Poogie. And that is all influenced by the stats. So if you look at the stats, then you have the level. The level increases how much the Poogie appears on the quest itself. But this is also a mixture of intelligence, like the agility and willpower itself. There's like a little formula or whatever how this is calculated, but the level is the main factor pretty much. Then you have the intelligence, which lets the Poogie bring you better items and items for certain situations. So if you're poisoned, then the Poogie is more likely to bring you an antidote than a potion, right? Then you have the agility, which makes Poogie appear in certain situations. When you're like on low health, then you will pop up and throw your mega potion in your face, depending on the intelligence and agility, but he will come in like worst case scenarios, popping up as soon as possible when his agility is up. Then we have the willpower, which pretty much reduces the cooldown for him to appear between item drops, so yeah, more willpower, more Poogie items. And that's what the different facilities around here are. They can train certain stats. Some do stat increases and reduce other stats, so you need to kind of like find the balance, what you like want to focus on your Poogie and what you want to have and what not. So yeah, Farias again has a list, check that out. So make sure that you take your time and train your Poogie accordingly if you want to use it effectively. But the main feature for the Poogie itself is pretty much the skill cuffs. Skill cuffs are pretty much decorations for your Poogie. They function the exact same as decorations for your hunter, but they are just exclusively for Poogie. And the Poogie you put on quest on the debature is the one you get the stats from. Those decorations depending on the clothing you give them. Because under the manager and the Poogie extensions, you can... Oh, she's sleeping right now, okay. I'm not sure how to wake her up. Yeah, pretty much the manager has an option to buy Poogie clothes. There's normal clothes and then there's premium clothes. Premium clothes are pretty much not pay to win, but like paid content back in the days. So you can't buy them here, you can only buy normal clothes from her. And obviously for premium skill cuffs, for example, you need premium clothes. So that is something to keep in mind. This is exactly like how armors work. Like you can't put an SP decoration into a non-SP armor. This is exactly the same. But before we check this out real quick, the Poogies itself have options too. You can pet the Poogies as usually, which influences the happiness, I think. I'm not sure if it does anything else. But you can also feed them and rename them. Feeding actually does influence a little bit, but it's more cosmetic than anything else, I think. You can feed them different things to change the body size and body color, apparently. So that is maybe something you want to take care of. I don't know. Then there's also a very rare occasion where your manager can get sick. I never seen that happening, but your manager can apparently get sick and then you can't redeem points or anything from her. And you need to get materials for her to cure her. How this exactly works is you need like talk to her and then she will like request it or something. No idea. I never saw it happening, but it is apparently a thing. The materials for that are on Farias again. Like the elder sister needs 3 sleep herbs and 5 ice crystals. The middle sister needs 4 sleepy fish and 3 cold meat G's. And the younger sister needs 2 nutritions and 1 cool drink. So it's not big of a deal of items, but that is something important if you maybe want to claim points. You're like questioning what is happening, why is she not doing anything, and it's probably because she's sick and you need to heal her pretty much. Taking care of your wife, if you're dating her. Then the last thing to mention is to equip G rank skill cuffs on your Poogie, you need to reach G rank, and at G rank level 50 you can buy a license from the Poogie extension on the manager for 60 points, which allows your Poogie pretty much to, get G skills, G skill cuffs equipped pretty much. But how do you get Poogie skill cuffs? Well, that is pretty easy. Our favorite guy, the blacksmith. Oh boy, do we love our blacksmith guy. Hello, and under his sections, under decoration, you have skill cuffs. And that is exactly what it says. You can do normal skill cuffs, G skill cuffs, Zenith skill cuffs. I think Zenith skill cuffs can only be equipped on premium Poogie outfits, so that is maybe a reason why you want to get them. I'm not exactly sure about that, but yeah. So yeah, this is literally what I said. It's exactly the same as the decorations on your armor, just for your Poogie. So make sure that you can make some crazy builds, balancing out like your Poogie's equipment and your own equipment points for certain skills. And that is nearly all we need to know about Torah area, except one more thing. And now it's getting spicy. Welcome to the Felyne Square, Felyne Market, whatever you want to call it. It's a little economic system in itself, like a little market system you can build up with hire cats and manage cats. Alright, let's start from the beginning. So you have an area down here in the middle. This is exclusively for the cats pretty much to manage. And yeah, the first time you pretty much unlock this area or like getting here, you will see like a bunch of cats, as I do here right now, running around mindlessly and nothing is happening. First of all, you need to go to the manager, and then under the Felyne square options, you need to buy pretty much spots for hiring a cat, and you need to buy shops itself. You can have up to 5 slots you need to hire, and shops itself you can also level up. As you can see here, you can get like some extra money from them, from their sales, but you can also use these shops, or at least the combiner and the general store, to get some special items yourself from them. These shops are leveling and depending on the cat you hire and a bunch of things. But first of all, how do you get a cat? Well, the cats that run around here, after you bought a hiring slot and have a shop where you can put the cat in, you wanna talk to the cat and then pretty much have different options. You can talk to them, which usually gives you like a little hint about the cat itself. You can check the status, because all these cats have like different personalities. They react different to the scouting options. You have scouting options here where you can try to hire the cat with money, with items, or with eloquence, which is pretty much just yeah, telling a funny story, a scary story, and he will maybe like it or not. From what I know, you can have only 3 chances to hire one cat. If you mess it up and the cat doesn't like it, then you need to get another cat. So this is a own little system in itself, and yeah, this is nothing too easy to explain, but pretty much you need to try to hire them with money, telling them a funny story, or giving them items, pretty much. It is pretty much a trial and error system. You try out and you get there somehow. For example, on my test character, which I did for the video earlier, I pretty much tried to talk to like 5 different cats and bribe them with different things, and it didn't work. And then I had one where I just told him a scary story and bam, immediately he got hired. So yeah, you have 3 chances to convince them, and if you mess it up, then you can't try it again, and then probably just need to move on to another cat. If you have then a cat finally, and you go over here to the cat that manages this area pretty much, and here you can change assignment where to put which cat, if you have bought a shop, of course. There's 5 different shops or facilities you can put your cats in. You have the clothing store over here, then you have the combiner over here, you have the bar, then you have the adventure shop or whatever, and the general store shop pretty much for your cat. So yeah, make sure that you get the shops you want, or get all of them, and you can obviously level them up. They have different levels, etc, etc. You can obviously also check the statuses here for different cats you have hired, which is the maximum 5. And then you have also the public area on function. This function is, I think, just to allow players to go on your Torah area, because they can pretty much interact with your Torah area. But more to that in a second. First of all, let's check the shops out. This is the clothing shop, which is pretty much clothes for your cats. Like the cats you have here, and they have like their own little skill system, which have different affinities depending on pretty much the personalities and the color. And trust me, it's a super confusing little ecosystem in itself, and you probably need to read yourself through this, because there's no easy way I can probably explain this at all. I can just tell you where and what is happening, but it is a lot. You can pretty much buy clothes to make cats more effective, influence their like sales, the prices and whatever. Also at each shop, as you maybe saw when we claimed the Zenny from the manager for the sales, there was like a reputation system. You have like a good pour and whatever reputation's happening, And these reputations can be influenced by the options you do at the shops. For example, you have the products, you can change products frequently, you can adjust the prices, you can adjust the servers, and depending on all these options, the customers will be happy or not, and obviously you make more money or not. Then we have the combiner over here, which is exactly what it says. It is a combiner, and you can combine different items here. Then you have also general store over here, which is exactly the same, like a general store with its own items. And very important here is that there can be items you maybe don't get anywhere else. There is an entire inventory, and depending on level, on the cat's status, whatsoever, they can have different inventories and maybe some special items like high-speed whetstones you can buy and combine here. So it's pretty wolf, I guess. Also, if you remember back on the support video I made about the cats, you can send your cat to help out the shops, which influences also the inventory and whatsoever, depending on your cat, I think. So, yeah, it's a whole lot deep system. Then we have over here the bar and the adventure guild. Let's do the bar first. So the bar is tricky to explain, I guess. The bar is influencing pretty much where you can scout out cats. Like you can get more information about cats, what they like, what personality is doing what. It's obviously dialogue based mostly, so you can't pretty much get any concrete information without this being translated for now. Pretty much you can get information in whatsoever. Then it also has a hospitality option. This is added with like level 2 of the bar level. And this option is for interacting with other players on your Torah area. They will receive items per day when the hospitality is on from this bar. How this exactly works? No idea, but it is a thing. Also, if you reach level 3, you can talk to this cat regularly with like the talk option, and he will eventually give you some free items, which is kinda neat, I guess, like perk token, Poogie gun, tickets, etc. Also, apparently you can ask another hunter somehow. I'm not sure if you need to go to the area or something, but you can ask another hunter to pretty much hire cats they have hired on the Torah area, which will reset the levels and stuff. You don't get like the exact same cat, but you can hire cats from them for your own farm. You see, it's like, yeah. Again, it's multiplayer, so I can't really tell you the exact details, but go ahead and try it out and see where you're getting it. The last shop though is the adventure thing. The adventure is pretty much what you know from Monster Hunter United. If you remember, there was like this cat with the boat you can send to get items. This is nearly exactly the same. As you can see, he just returned and has shiny, which you probably heard the entire video through, I'm sorry. But you can like get the rewards he brought back from his little adventures. And yeah, he's exactly like the boat cat. You can dispatch him to adventures. I'm not sure what it seems like that some areas are only appearing like at certain time, like they're not always available. I think they're like only available at certain points, or when your cat has a certain level or something. It's its own system too. I guess you can see a level 81. I think he's not level 81 yet. But I know there's also like maybe some areas which are like not always out there. They're like sometimes appearing or something. Like there's some special stuff. And yeah, you can just dispatch him to get some extra items after quest. Pretty much. You get like this little animation, pretty much like the boat cat. And I guess that is a fail, because he pretty much fall off the rocket. Rip. But this is that about it. Also, you saw the shiny bling bling, and your Poogie can bring up, as I said, items after quest, which is like a 5% chance, I think, actually, or something like that. And it will appear here, then on this straw area, like this straw little thing. But there will be also like this little shiny animation, so you know when there's actually something in there, so you don't need to, like, when you go to this area, run all the way down to check if there's actually something. If you hear the shing shing, a bling bling, and see it, then yeah, you have an item. But also, the higher the level of the Poogie, then as easier it is bringing back items. So it is somewhat influenced, even though it's like a 5% flat chance or something. But yeah, higher level, higher Poogie level, higher chance for items. And yeah, I would say this is pretty much the gist of it. As you can see, there's some deeper details in the Felyne square itself. The options or whatever, there's like a cool little system here, and it's not bad. I actually love this like little details and passion they put in like smaller features like this. And this is one thing that makes me always like loving the Monster Hunter series. There's like little gimmick and side features which pretty much enhance the experience in between hunts and grind to diverse from the dual mindlessly grind, right? So I love these little systems, especially when they have a use and being somewhat helpful. It's definitely worth to check them out and try them out. If they will be helpful or not for you is something you need to decide, and something you want to boot with or not. For my personal taste, I love the systems. It's one reason why I will always be a sucker for Monster Hunter games, but that's pretty much everything we need to know for now. So I'm apologizing for the little technical issues we had last week and everything being a bit of chaos in my end with the delay of video stuff and pretty much, yeah, streams being blocked and whatever. But it will probably get better again, thanks to, I'm not sure if he wants to be anonymous or something, but someone pretty much, I wouldn't call it sponsor because it's not really an official sponsor, but someone had some new PC setup for me. He called Spare, and I got that one, which I'm gonna set up the next 2 weeks or something, and then hopefully can switch as soon as possible to that, and maybe everything will be better then, like faster rendering for videos and etc. else. So high hopes for that, and hopefully the technical issues are also just poofing off I had with my current PC and whatever, so let's hope for that. Also special thanks to Supreme and Pike here, because they helped me out with some information about the Tora area which weren't clear for me. So yeah, thanks. And that's it for this video, so you're gonna take care of yourself and each other. I love you all. I wish you a wonderful evening, afternoon or day, wherever, whenever you are. And I'm gonna see all of you in the next stream, Discord or video. Bye bye and good night.